Hello, this is Thogdad, and when I'm not drinking beer or watching Bolton Wanderers lose, I'm usually changing my fantasy Premier League team. So why are we listening to some middle-aged bloke ranting about his fantasy Premier League? Well, it's raining outside, it's lockdown, we're all bored, and I'll tell you what, I'm not bad at this game. I'm actually in the top 6% in the world. So how was my team selection last game week? Well, I got 75 points and the average was 62, so I did all right. 7 out of 11 of my selection decisions were double decent, and my defence was excellent. However, I made 3 errors in Vardy, Bergwijn and St Maximin. I should have played Aurier in my first 11 instead of Bergwijn. My captaincy was wrong. What a shame I didn't choose Alexander-Arnold as my captain, but at least I wasn't fighting on a crowded beach during lockdown. So who was in the dream team last week and what can we learn from this? Well, Schmeichel saved a penalty and he won't do that every week, although I've got Soyuncu in my defence from Leicester. Keane and Digne scored a lot of points against Norwich, but against Leicester it could be very difficult. Sanchez from Tottenham, well, I agree, have some Tottenham defender. I've got Aurier. Alexander-Arnold in my squad, what an amazing player. Wan-Bissaka, very good shout to have some United in your defence. Martial, hard to ignore him in the United midfield. Fabinho and Salah, well, I'd be worried about rotation now that Liverpool have won the title. Will.i.am, what a great player every year, but I brought in Pulisic instead into my team, and Jimenez, he's already in my squad. So how am I doing in my leagues? Well, my tennis club league, I'm second out of 18. There's some right legends in that league, but sadly they're not legends at fantasy football. I might win it for the 3rd time. And the £50 Super League, I'm comfortably in 5th place. And in 2nd place is James Rose, the actor from Aberdeen. And his latest role is playing a guy who bottles a fantasy Premier League. And he's gonna win an Oscar. And now the Thogdad Premier League, which has got thousands of people in it. Charlie King, Daniel Blythe, Matt Lears, Sebastian Bergen, Dan Frost, Kenneth Goulden. There are some absolute legends in this league. And I'm 68th, which is not too bad. And Thogden, my son, has just forgotten to change his team again. So what changes are we making to our teams this week? Well, I think it's really tough because Wolves, Man United, Leicester, Chelsea and Spurs have all got tricky away fixtures. And then you've got the cracking game between Man City and Liverpool. It's hard to know who's going to get picked. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people buy Aubameyang. Why? Because Arsenal are playing Norwich at home and Aubameyang loves to score against Norwich. So here's my team for game week 32, and the only change I've made is selling Bergwijn of Tottenham and buying Christian Pulisic of Chelsea. Now he's got 2 goals in the last 2 game weeks. The trouble is he's only played 1,200 minutes all season, which is about 13 full games, but he's got 7 goals and 3 assists. So the only concern, will he play? Now my biggest risks this week are not playing Martial and Aubameyang. Let's see if this is going to bite me on the ass. This is Thogdad in London saying have an amazing weekend and see ya.